Hello guys, welcome to PC Drills, where you find help on how to handle your PC related issues. Today we are going to be taking a little bit at the very beginner friendly stuff with Kali. We'll just be explaining how you can manage to find your way while using Kali Linux for absolute beginners who don't yet know how or where what is located and how to use what is displaying on their screen. So I'm using Kali here through my VMware player that I've installed, so it should be the same thing, and I'm using Kali 2020.1. so it should basically be the same stuff you see and the same method of doing the things I will show you here. So first, when you boot up Kali, you can see you have the home, you have the file system, and you have the trash. These ones are default icons on my desktop. So you can see the free icons on the top left, and then you should know that for the trash, it's where when you delete your files they are being stored. So when you just delete a file, normally actually that file is being moved to the trash, so it's still on your machine, but the location where it was first of all found, it has changed. So for the file system, it shows you all the file system of the computer, meaning starting from your root directory to all the other subdirectories and files located on your computer. Also, you have the home. The home here is for the current user in which you are working with. So for the trash, it's for the current user. The home is also for the current user. The file system is for the whole machine, but some files are only accessed by those who have the correct permissions. So on another machine, this home directory will also be there. Let's say on this machine I had many accounts. This account I'm using now will have its own home directory and its own trash directory. So if you have 5 users, each user will have its own home directory and each user will have its own trash, but the file system remains the same for everyone, but you can only access what is yours. I believe the concept is clear. So moving further, on the top left we can see this Kali icon. If you click on it, it's going to display you all the various packages you have on Kali Linux. So all the various applications in Kali, we mostly call applications as packages. So depending on what you want to do, since we all know Kali is a penetration testing distribution, so all its packages are mostly focused to its purpose. So if you need maybe to do some information gathering with things like nmap, vulnerability scanning, on-site web application analysis, whatever you want to do, so far as the tool is being offered by the default Kali Linux distro, you will find it here under this section that contains all the applications. So under each of these options, you can click, as it's labeled 1 to 42, you can click on each and it displays the various files under it on the right. So if you check maybe vulnerability analysis, you can see you have the various packages under this set. You have database, passwords, wireless networks, reverse engineering, and all the rest. So it just depends on what you want to accomplish that determines what you have to choose. I all know information gathering is kind of finding out about something. So you have maybe someone, you don't yet know his name, so finding out the person's name, where he lives, age, that's information gathering. And in the computer world, it's also being done. So using applications under this section, you can do such. The vulnerability analysis is all about versions of softwares and then the various vulnerabilities found in them so that you can exploit. Well, talking much about that, let's just leave it there for now, since it's just a basic video for beginners to just show you around your new home. what you are interested in. So now you can see this part for the usual applications. These are simple things like the browser, the various accessories, maybe little things like calculator, multimedia player, audio player, and the rest. So if you want to play maybe your songs, or maybe you want to open up Chrome, your browser, probably Firefox, you have to click on these user applications and then you select. Here is called internet, so just select on it. If you want to do some settings on your machine, you can see here you have the settings tab. Just click on it and that's all. So moving forward to our next icon, we are through with this first one on the top left. Let's move forward to the next one here. For the second one, it simply minimizes all your windows. So if you are working and you have opened up about 10 windows, maybe a Chrome browser, open up 2 terminals, open up one file, open up some other directories, and you wish to just minimize them at once, it's not actually close here, just minimizing them so that you can open them back afterwards. That's where you just click and it minimizes all the screen for you, so all your windows will be minimized and then you just have this empty display as you can see here. Next we have this folder icon that is being shown here. It's simply to move to your home directory. Like I said, the home directory is particular to each user. You can see when I just hover up over the icon, it shows home/pcdrills. The pcdrills here is the name of the user I'm being logged in as. So if you have another user called user1, you have home/user1. So you get the idea. So this home directory will simply open up various files that are contained in your home. You can go to your own videos, desktops. These are just the contents of your home directory. And next we have the terminal, this dark screen with a white square. It is our terminal. So to use a terminal, here is where you select. Simply have to click on it and then you wait for it to load up. And we know with Kali Linux, everything you do on it, or probably most of what you'll be doing, it's based on the terminal. Kali Linux uses much more of the terminal than graphical user applications, and that's the same case with other Linux distributions. So let's move over to the next. After the terminal, we don't have any more options here, but if you open up other applications, they will fill up this gap and so on. And here we have this. It shows that Firefox is being open. When you open any application, the current applications you have opened on your Linux distro are being displayed. Here you can see that there's Firefox. If I click here, my Firefox should display. If I click, it should show up the terminal that was opened, and this another terminal here. You can see there are 3 stuffs being opened. And using some of the knowledge we just learned, like I said, if you click on this one, it should minimize all your tabs. So if I just click here, all my tabs should go away. Sorry, all my windows that have opened up should disappear. And next we have here, we have the date and time, and then you have the network connection, speaker, notifications, and then you have the battery stuff, whether charging, fully charged, getting low, and the rest. I have the lockout and then power off icons. So that's basically it, working through Kali Linux and its various functions. So let's just open up the terminal and then show you a basic commands and show you some basic commands you are going to be needing them when you first of all install Kali Linux. So knowing that when you install Kali Linux, most things are just defaults, and not all defaults are what you really need, or maybe some defaults just don't contain all you need, so you have to update maybe to latest versions, or maybe uninstall some stuff that are not currently the most appropriate for your task. So now, to update with Linux is very easy. You can update your whole machine just with a single command. You simply have to type on your terminal sudo apt get update. And with Linux, it's very important for you to know what some of these commands mean, like some parts of these commands. I have here sudo. Sudo simply means administrator. So there are some things on Linux that only the administrator can run them. So if you are not an admin, you will not be able to update the machine. So you get the idea. It's just like with Windows, you simply right click on something and click run as administrator. If you don't do that, the machine will say you don't have the permission. So for example, let me just remove the sudo and show you how the error will be displayed. Since I've not run as an administrator, you can see here I don't have permission to access these files, and these files are those that are being updated during the updating of the operating system using this particular command. So I don't have permissions to access them. But if I run it as administrator, running as administrator means putting sudo command before, at the beginning of the command. When you put sudo, you'll be prompted to input your password, and you should input your own user password, not the password of your administrator. And once the password is being checked and it's correct, it will run what the command says. But if it's not correct, it will show you that the password isn't correct. And also guys, for you who are beginners in Linux, I advise you that you should create a sudo account, which means the admin account separately, and then you create other different user accounts, and always use the machine as a local user. I mean a low privilege user. Don't always use a machine as the admin, because as the admin you are able to do anything. So even your mistakes are being recognized by the machine as being voluntary. So if you decide to delete your whole operating system as an admin, the operating system will simply execute the command you just gave. But as a low user, you will not be able to do some various tasks like deleting your whole file system, deleting your whole documents at a go. So I recommend you always have to use it as a low privilege user, and when you absolutely need some stuff that you cannot have permissions to do as a local user, now you can use the sudo command. And with the sudo command, you simply act as admin just for a single command. There are other ways you can use sudo commands. Maybe just type su and then you put a minus sign and you hit enter. Once you sign in, put your password there, all your commands you run will be run as sudo. Like I said, I don't advise you using sudo for everything. Just use sudo while it's necessary to use sudo. When necessary, I mean when you don't have permission to do a particular thing, then now you can have sudo to help you do it. And with the sudo command, not every user on a machine can run it. So it's just those who have administrative permissions that can run that particular command. So if you have your machine, you can have more than 10 users, but not up to 3 of them can run the sudo command. It just depends on how you design your system to work, who you put as admin and who you put as a low privilege user. So that's just it with the sudo command. And we know with any questions you have, you can ask them at the comment section, and we know where our group is being located. No need repeating about the location daily since you guys follow up, so it isn't a big deal. If you have any questions or suggestions, You can ask them at the comment section. I'll do my best to answer them. So guys, that's basically what this video of today was about. So we just explain you a brief about how Kale is just for absolute beginners. And if you didn't get anything or wish that we should explain something you have been getting an error on, just give us a comment and we will see to it. Thank you for watching and see you next time on our next video. Bye.